Gray.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to, for the final time this season, Tier 1 Safe Space Racing. And we are at Interlagos in Brazil, one of my favourite tracks. I'm sure one of many people's favourite tracks. We're still waiting for everyone to make their way out on the track, and might have just caught at the start there. My co-commentator for me, Maxim, was just mentioning it does look a little bit great, but Zampa's in the chat with a weather forecast, and he's saying dry qualifying and a dry to wet race.
Nice.
So that's going to be pretty interesting. We're looking forward to that. So I think people are still just figuring out their setups, which is fine because it gives me time to introduce my co-commentator alongside me. Myself, Bascom62 is the person who is definitely not responsible for this stream being 5 minutes late. Mr. Formula Maxim. Hello, my friend.
Hello. Apologies. Kept everyone waiting, but good things come to those who wait. And good things is a wet Tier 1 race, in my opinion.
Are you saying that had you not been 5 minutes late, this would have been bone dry?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That seems fair enough. We're on board with Stenner, who's out first. We'll keep an eye on him. Conley's on the mediums, so I wonder if we're going to see people on those medium tyres, similar to Hungary. Was it last week? I can't remember. Was Hungary wet to dry or dry to wet?
Wet to dry.
Wet to dry.
Because it dried up
wasn't it?
instantly.
Oh yes, that's right. We had a pretty crazy weather in Hungary. That is for sure. And we've got a follow in the chat, which is pretty cool. Mr. Eric Den, 1893, who is Basics. I believe he joined the Discord a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday. So welcome to the Discord and the league. Basics, hopefully we can have you racing with us in Season 3 for the new game. Stenner's just starting a lap, so we're going to follow him in the Williams. See if we can get a surprise Stenner pole like Netherlands. That would be pretty fun. He's on the soft tyres, so it's possible. And let's see, down into turn 4. Maximali predictions. We've got Axe, who's retired with a qualifying ban,
Again.
and Maestro, who's in the wall
Ooh.
at turn 1, turn 2. We caught that pretty luckily there. Caught the second half of his spin, looked pretty good. And he's now reversing. Where is he? Oh, that was the other cars in the pit lane. He is at turn 2. So Maestro's round. But yeah, sorry, Max. Back to you. My question to you: predictions today. We've got Axe and Warman, two very quick guys. Normally, both out of the session already. So leave the door open for someone to get on pole here.
Definitely. It's good to see Stenner out nice and early. Usually is a bit of a last minute Larry, but obviously wants to set the bar as he comes up to the timing line here. That's a 107.1. Pretty good.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad for a banker lap.
Who's around
I'd
next?
probably expect pole to be about 8-9 tenths quicker than that though. But well, maybe not with Axe and Wildman out, but Kings, maybe Taters as well, and the King of Brazil, GB Sanderson. All those three guys will be expecting to do low sixes around here, I think. But let's see what some of these guys can do who are on laps. As Husky crosses the line of Mercedes, we're already into the sixes. He was on pole last week.
Nice.
With a 1:06.8 this week in Brazil to go quickest at the minute. We'll keep an eye on Titan as well because he has got quicker and quicker and quicker over the last few months. So, and you've probably got to put him along, sort of among the quickest guys in Tier 1 at the minute. So let's see what Ultra Titan can do. Coming around the end of Sector 2. Conley is into P4, King's P3, and only 4 guys have set a time so far, but it's going to be tight. There's a racing point in front, which I believe is Haters, so we'll see his time flash up on the left-hand side, and he goes it's Division goes P3, and then Ultra Titan's going to cross the line now, and he goes P5 to absolutely ruin what I was just saying about him being quick. But I'm sure he'll figure it out by the end of the session as we go on board with our fearless leader Zampa. And Maxim, this is one thing I'm really keeping an eye out for today, because Zampa's not finished in better than 5th. He had 1/5 place this year. The rest are all sort of around 8, 9 and 10, and I really want to see him up there. Same with Craig Conley and Maestro and Bob Weiser. Those 4 have been here all year, every race. ever consistent, but just haven't had that podium position. Want to see one of those four on the podium today.
Yes, it'll be good to see. Um, Look how close sixth, seventh, and eighth are. So that's like a couple of hundredths separate them on the same tyre. Craig's time on the medium wasn't too bad at all, but I'm
No,
guessing
I
he's
agree.
just burning that set um, just for a bit of a banker.
Oh yeah, yeah. It seems like I think we can reminisce today because we are the last weekend of the season. So I'm going to reminisce. Probably one of the craziest moments I've seen this season was Tier 2 China, where myself and three other drivers were separated by 0.02 of a second. I think for about fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Literally 0.02 of a second separate. I can't remember who the other three guys were, but yeah. So not that close here, but it's pretty close. Tenth of a second. I mean, you could probably between P2 and P8, very very close together. All these guys, and we've
Hmm.
seen that in Tier 1. We have seen that as Budweiser going very slow on a lap, so he's messed that one up somewhere. I'm not sure what's happened to Budweiser there. He's set to 1:13.2, which is obviously well off a pace. So as everyone else is in the pits, other than Haters, who isn't going again, we can go on board with Maestro for the whole lap. Maxim, you can talk us through it as well.
Maestro. Let's have a look
Maestro
then.
indeed, come around to the end of Sector 1.
In that Alpha Tauri, it's I like the flow of this circuit. A couple of tricky traction zones, and then some fun corners like this one. Some people sort of tend to send it on the inside. It's a bit risky, but yeah, this is a good little corner here. Slightly off camber. This right here, though, I'd say is one of the really tricky traction zones, as the camber just switches partway between the corners. Get it nice and wide here on the Astro.
Yeah,
Hook
there's
it
a lot of
around.
grass there.
Get the power on. Really open up that corner by using the Astro. You see lots of people do it. Also down into turn one, people use all that runoff to the right to then hook it round to the left. Maestro,
And
number
Maestro
1081.
108.1. Yeah, if we looking for quicker, but I mean, we've got two guys already out. Axel qualifying ban didn't see what happened to Warman, so only three guys are going to get a free choice of tyres who are currently unqualifying here. So everyone's going for it, and you might as well see where you can get in the session. But certainly with a dry to wet race. If I can get my words together, it's medium. Starting on the mediums could be beneficial here, but the softs are a very very good race tyre here. Probably one of the best tracks for the soft tyre in a race. So a lot of these guys will be looking to stretch the softs out to the wet conditions. We don't know exactly when they're going to appear, but at some point they will be. We're on board with Kings right now, who's a tenth up, which looking how close the times are, could be very close to not tier one, P2 is what I want to say. I'm all over the place, but let's see where Kings can go. Is he going to go second? Only up to sixth. He does improve by a tenth and a half, but still another tenth and a half off P2, and division with a better sector one time. As Stenner's going very slowly at the end of sector 2, so he's had a bit of an incident, but he'll be happy with P3 right now. Let's go on board with division then and see what he can do. But I completely agree, Max, with what you're saying on board with Maestro's lap there. It's a really, really fun circuit to hook up, and if you get these corners flowing, it's a fun lap.
It's interesting to see so many different guys use completely different lines. Um, to most people, it's small differences, but it's different lines can save you a couple tenths here and there. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, we've just
Ooh,
flicked through a
bit of
couple of guys as well.
carnage
Monkey and
in
Kings
the
both invalidated. So it's one thing I haven't mentioned yet. Very easy to invalidate around here. Turn 4 exit,
yeah.
probably the biggest one. That's very very strict there. You're just looking for a bit of time and run a bit wide at turn 4. That is game over. That's probably the biggest one. But probably running wide at turn 6 probably as well. The fast right-handers. Brady goes P2, just a tenth behind Husky.
Nice.
Three guys into the 106s. Titan makes up for uh, the pretty poor first lap by his standards to go P3 106.9. I'm putting pressure on Titan today. He's going for it as Connie's going to cross the line to go. Actually, doesn't improve. So he stays P10. And I wonder if actually then, if he doesn't improve, no, that isn't as quick as that was on soft, wasn't it? Because
Hmm.
he did a 7.9 on the mediums. So Conley's done a few runs already. Let's go on board with Monkey then. Again, another ever-present driver this season. And let's see how Monkey's got on this season. Has he been on the podium? No, Monkey's best position, P4 last week in Hungary. So another driver who I would love to see on the podium. We are going to speak to, well, anyone really, after the race. A bit of an SSR tradition, last race of the season. Anyone who wants to join the party can get themselves in, say what they want to say. And that should be good fun, so stick around for that. But we are on board with Monkey. And let's see then, as Haters has gone up to second, 106.8. So we are getting the time, still 4 cents off last season's pole time, which was set by Boss Cookie. So 106.429. Let's see if Monkey can get anywhere near that. And he can get to a 107. Doesn't improve. Well, it does improve on his position, but not by much. Division's on an outlap. And Haters has backed off. So a bit of a lull then, as Maestro's out on the medium tyres, which is interesting. Let's see what plays out there. There's SSR Husky, who is we haven't seen much of since he set that very, very quick lap at the start of the session, is back out on the soft tyres. But what have we got going out on the track, on the chat? We've got Eric Dan saying this is that Albon lost his race corner, which is where we are right now, I think, on board with Husky. Hamilton into the side of him. And Jagu, we're going to go with Jagu there. He's saying, Maxim, he's asking you this. He's saying, who's the favourite to win?
My eyes just go to that guy sat down in 15th, ghosted out, sitting out the quali session. I just think we're going to see it again. We've seen it a couple of times this season. He's just who my mind goes to. Axe there at the bottom, sitting the quali out. I just feel
Husky
like
gets it.
he'll somehow make it work and win the race.
Not only is Axe, who is our championship winner, if you are new to the stream and new to Tier 1, Axe is a championship winner.
Ooh.
And he's very, very quick, not just on track, but also to ready up before a race, which is why, not for the first time, he's sat at the bottom there with a qualifying ban. But like you say, Maxim, he makes it work. Not only is he very, very good driver, very, very good strategist. He, makes it work on the strategy, goes long, does something different to everyone else, and just makes it work. And as we're going on about that, Division in the McLaren has stuck it on pole out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure he did that on 2-lap old softs as well, because that has come out of nowhere. Division, we saw him cross the line. I'm pretty sure it went like P5 or something. But Division 106.7, great lap from the McLaren driver. And didn't see that one coming. Let's see what Kings can do. He's coming up to the final corner now. Currently in P8. Parox Kings in the Red Bull doesn't take the shortest route. See if it affects him a little bit. He does improve a little bit. Stays in P8. Stenner's invalidated again. And Maxim didn't see that lap from Division coming.
No, definitely not. Must have just hooked it up perfectly, I reckon. That's a pretty solid lap for the conditions.
We have not been on pole yet this season as the Division, so let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, a good way to start. Who else we got then on a lap? So Zampa starting a lap.
Brazy gets it all wrong, really. Turn 7 or 8, I think that was, the little slow left-hander. Real tough to get the power down at the right time there, and he just got on it a little bit too early. Corrected the spin, but he's 5 tenths down his time, so he's not going to improve. That's probably his final run as well. Kings, though, has gone purple in Sector 2, so I wonder if he was just charging the battery a little bit on his first run. He's going to come around to the final corner in a minute, as Ferrari does get out of his way just about. Brazy in front. Let's see if Kings can improve on his second run. He does, P4. and that was definitely on 2 lap old soft tyres. Gets into the top 4 and gets into the 106s. So good job from Kings. As Brazy's done for the session, we'll go on board with Zampa in the Ferrari. And oh man, how many times do we do that with Zampa? Oh no, we've jinxed the Ferrari once again. Oh god. Zampa spins out the final corner. We'll go on board then with the Racing Point haters with Husky in the pits. Division's retired. Haters is probably then the only one other than maybe Monkey who can prevent Division getting his first pole of the season. Let's see his Sector 2 time. And he's 1.5 tenths up. That will be good enough for pole. Haters looking very, very good here for P1. Division's keeping an eye on this as well. Hugging the inside line. 106.741 to B. It's Haters on pole. 106.6. Good lap from the Racing Point. Picked him up halfway through his lap. And that was a very, very nice finish to the line. 106.6. And even with 2 minutes left, Maxim, I'm struggling to see who might be able to pip him.
Well, I mean, I
But
think
Husky's come back out.
Husky's out. Kings is on an out lap, I think. Or is that an in lap? I think he's...
No,
Yeah,
that's in
Kings is on an in lap, out of fuel, so he won't be running again. But I think we've got to keep an eye on Husky and Ultra Titan here, because they're going to start laps that may have a chance of knocking Haters off pole. If the track evolution is strong, we might see that happen.
Well, let's go on board with Husky then. He's just starting his lap. Big lock up into turn 1, but he keeps it in a straight line. And we see lockups don't always mean a bad time in Tier 1 especially. Let's see his time down into Sector 1. And he's up, but he's down, but not by much. Only half a tenth worse off at the minute. Plenty of time left to make that up and the rest he needs. Needs to be 2.5 tenths quicker. I think Craig Conley spun. No, it's not Craig Conley. GB Sands. Oh, there's Maestro. Maestro's off at turn 7 or turn 8, I think it is. We're going to pick up Husky again as he comes past the AlphaTauri into the end now of Sector 2. He's going to need to be a couple of attempts up here. Not much. Oh, Haters does get out as well on the right hand side. Let's see then. And he is now purple Sector 2. He's a tenth up. Can he find that another tenth in the last straight to take this pole position away from Haters? I think he's going to jump Division, but is it going to be enough for pole? Second in a row for Husky.
Ooh.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Not even good enough for second. Maybe made a little bit of a mistake in the last couple of corners, and Titan's invalidated. Monkey is a couple of hundredths up. Not going to be enough for pole. Might jump him a couple of spots. Stenner's 2 tenths up. We'll go Monkey, and then we'll keep an eye on Stenner as well. The 2 Williams drivers might just stir things up a little bit right at the end. Monkey, he doesn't improve by much. Stenner's 2 tenths up here. Needs to find a couple more. Let's see what he can do in the Williams. This is probably, Max, unless you can see anyone else, the last one that can thwart Haters from pole.
Yeah. Looks like Stenner might get a nice toe. No.
Titan does get out of the way then. So this is it. Budweiser's on a lap as well, I think, but this is probably the last one. Stenner up to the line. He got a pole in Holland. Can he repeat it here in Brazil? Stenner across the line. Oh, it's second. 7
so much time.
of a second off. What a lap by Stenner. And Budweiser's backed out of it. And Husky is invalidated. So that is agreed. Great final lap from Stenner to make it a TTM 1-2. But Haters is the one who puts it on pole. Yeah, that's a good lap there from Stenner at the end. 4.5 tenths better off from his previous effort, and he's going to be happy with that. Haters on pole. Good qualifying session there. And Division, who was on pole for quite a while, as was Husky, are going to have to settle for the second row. Let's run through it then in full. Your last qualifying session of Tier 1, and it's a 106.626. Good enough for pole in Brazil for TTM Haters in the Racing Point. Stenner is TTM colleague alongside him. Just 600ths of a second off in second. That's a real spicy front row. Division, good qualifying from him. P3, Husky P4. Kings and Brazy make up 5 and 6. Ultra Time probably a bit disappointed with 7th. But him and Monkey 3/10 off pole, down in 8th, real close between the top guys. Conley and Zampa probably would rather have been outside the top 10, but they're 9 and 10 as it stands. Budweiser gets the first choice of free tyres in 11th. GB down in 12th, King of Brazil. And Maestro is 13th, worst of the guys who set a time. Wyman, don't think had a quali ban, but I could be wrong. Didn't set a time. And Axe, who definitely did have a quali ban, did also not set a time. And he is going to start last, and we've seen that before. So let's see then. We know that it's going to be a dry to wet race. If there are any tier 1 drivers in the chat, I think Brazy, Zampa and Titan are normally around. Axe as well, maybe. Any indication of when we might expect this rain would be great. Let us know. But let's see. Brazy is in the chat saying these no traction control guys are too quick. Brazy going to hopefully try and make that transition to no traction control for the next game. But he's pretty quick with just medium traction control, Max. And we've seen that in Tier 2 many times this year.
Yes, definitely. I feel like a couple of people have made the leap this season to, eliminate assists, and they've really stuck with it, and it's definitely shown. They're much quicker, and they're going to be very strong moving into the new game. I'm hoping to follow suit as well if I can get some new pedals. Seems like a fairly quick ready up there from Zampa.
It was. I think he wants to get the show on the road.
Yeah.
I thought you were no traction control anyway.
No. I run medium.
Oh,
on ABS on.
Do you spin that much on medium?
Oh, you bitch! I'm leaving.
Oh, I had to get one in. Last race this season, I could not on the last race.
So where have you been this season? If we go in that route,
mate.
to make a new account.
Oh.
Screen free season.
Guys, if you're on Twitch, go and search up AJ Mars 7 OTL Netherlands. I beat Ultra Titan. I beat Zampa.
Fluke.
I beat everyone.
Fluke.
SSR have been nowhere, but I do have a claim to fame. One good race in about 5 months.
Fluke.
Oh,
Wait,
I don't know what's happened this year.
What's happened with Armin? He's just.
I don't know what's happened with Armin. He doesn't want to do any racing today, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not sure he's there, but oh, and Eric Den has subscribed with Tier 1, so thanks very much for that, Eric Den. That's a surefire way to get yourself in whichever tier you want next year. Bit of bribery, never helps.
Cheers, boy.
Always helps. Sorry, never hurts, I should say. So thanks very much for that, Eric Den, and thank you again for joining the Discord. And hope you are enjoying it. Let us know. Let anyone know if you need a hand with anything, and we will help you out. And if you've got any complaints, do send them directly to Formula Maxim. He is the one that deals with any complaints with SSR.
Please do.
So what you're saying then, Maxim? Who's leading into turn 1?
Zampa. Turn 1 exit road.
Oh, I really hope he is. Let's go on board just then with his yellow helmet. Zampa. And in that Ferrari, maybe for the final time. I'm sure there'll be new cars assigned for next year. Haters a long wait on the front row. Better see what tyres everyone's on, shouldn't we? That's pretty helpful. And everyone outside the top 10 on the mediums or the softs, and we are going to be underway very, very shortly here for the final time in Tier 1 SSR here in Brazil. TTM front row. Looks like Stenner gets a decent launch. But Haters is much better launch. He's all the way out in front into turn 1. Telemetry is all over the place already, but it's definitely the racing point in front from the Williams. Division maintains P3 and Huskies P4 still. Everyone looks to still be facing the right way as we come down towards turn 4. Certainly less cars we've seen in possible previous races here, but everyone's going to fly then side by side. Oh, Husky and Division make contact for P3, and Husky's going to go side by side with the McLaren up towards turn 5. Oh, bit of contact, but Husky gets through. Great racing between these two. Division's going to try and hang it around the outside. Becomes the inside for the next corner.
Got a great view.
Husky's on the outside. Tough to get the traction down early, and Division actually Gets a little bit squirmy and forces Husky off. Ultra Titan's through.
Where is he?
That's a great battle we've had early on, but in the end, actually Husky gets back through on the Renault, I think, does he? Yeah, he does. Husky's back through, so the top 4, as you were, but Maxim, great battle between the McLaren and the Mercedes there.
Yep, very good, very respectful, pushing to the limit. I know Division loves a good battle. Kings drifts by Brazy there, looked very easy. Yeah, solid stuff to start with. Looks like Kings has got great pace here. He's flying.
Yeah, one thing to remember with Kings though is his tyres are at least 1 lap older than everyone else. He set his quickest time on his second flying lap on that set of tyres, so might struggle to get to rain. But based on Moistro and GB on the hard tyres, I wonder if we're going to have to wait a while for this rain to arrive. Hard tyres do around 21 laps here, so I wonder if that's when we're expecting the rain. On board with Husky, who has been jumped again by Ultra Titan, so he was up there challenging for P3. He got squeezed a little bit by Division. Oh, and contact. Kings has touched him. Kings just on the brakes there just to let Husky keep that position.
Oh, Brazy's off.
Kings just got into the back of him. Brazy here runs well wide in behind, and then is going round the outside as Monkey gets through, and now Ferrari are P8 and P9. Zampa's pretty close to the back of his teammate. Is he going to make a move here?
Good run.
They're going to go side by side at turn 1. I think Brazy might wave them through. And now Conley's getting involved in that as well.
Oh.
And they're going to go side by side, 3 wide into turn 1. Zampa gets through, and as you were in behind. And Axe is getting involved up from P15 to P11. First time we've mentioned his name tonight in the race. But he's got Brazy and Conley battling in front. Big battle in front as well between Kings, Monkey and Husky. And Kings is inside Monkey for a little bit there. And drops in behind him.
Craig and Brazy going side by side with that fast right-hander. Very good, nice, respectful. I'm on board with Axe. He's got a great
two Red
view.
Bull Ferrari battles going on side by side here.
Axe. Great thing about Axe, he's very patient. He waits for the race to come to him, as we've seen so often. Stays out of trouble and just comes through with pure pace.
Ultra Titan.
Very early on, yeah, he'll want to tighten up those track limits, that's for sure. Craig's harvesting energy.
Yeah, Axe is going around the outside of him. Everyone's got DRS in this little training side by side between Kings and Zampa as well. Further up the grid, Axe has passed Conley and Zampa's passed Kings up in front of that as well. Kings has got a better exit though out of turn 2, and he's going to get the DRS back on Zampa to breeze back past, and in behind Axe just tucks in behind Brazy in the other Ferrari. And great battle in here, and we're going to switch back up then to the top one. Maxim, I think I've seen a drop of rain already.
Yep,
Might be imagining that on my
the
screen.
rain is here. The rain has arrived. Lap number 4.
Well, this is good timing for the soft runners. I mean, they have plenty of life left in them, but the guys who started outside in the top 10 all started on the mediums or the hard. So this rain is earlier than forecasted.
What are they thinking? All I can think of is it's just one of those ones where Codemasters has just screwed them, basically. I mean, why would GB and Budweiser start on the hards if it's going to rain so early? It's a really strange one.
I think it's
just handicapped themselves.
Expected. We've got Bradley Johnson in the chat. Good to see you as always, Bradley. And as the F1 has hosted the stream, so thanks very much, Asda, and thanks for the follow as well. Hope you can stick around and enjoy the battles that we've got going on. Big battle for P7 right now. Big train as Axe is going around the outside of Brazy on the exit of turn 3. Down towards turn 4. Axe now in front. Brazy tucks in behind sensibly so. Axe up 6 positions already on the medium tyres as well. So he's going to be flying. But like we said, the rain is here, but it's not strong. It's just drops of rain at the minute. And it's not going to be enough to cause any potential pit stops, but it's going to be there in a few laps time.
Yeah, these front 3 just cruising out ahead. Look at that gap they formed. Ultra Titan really
struggling,
backing the rest of them
up. He's going to be gutted to be sat behind the Renault at the minute.
I mean, he'll have a good shot at him here. I mean, he'll probably pass him even before the DRS. Bit of a sitting duck there, Ultra.
He's making it difficult though.
Yeah.
Let's see then. Husky's going to run the outside, becomes the inside for turn 2. But Ultra Titan's then going to get the DRS, and a bit of battling again between the two Ferraris in behind that. Axe has jumped Zampa for P8, and the other Renault is involved in a battle for P4 right now. And Ultra Titan is going to try and get back in front here, up the inside. That second DRS zone always makes it so much harder to overtake here, because you get the job done into turn 1, compromises your exit for 2 like we saw of Husky there, and then Titan gets the DRS and just sweeps back by. And Husky's going to be fuming because Titan's losing a second a lap to the top 3, and they are just running away right now.
Yeah.
But the rest of these guys are just stuck in a train.
Sort of reminds me of the two back straights at Abu Dhabi, where you get DRS, then it switches, and then they get you back. It's just a whole lot of swapping, really.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
for the neutral though.
Yeah.
As King's then looking to make up the couple of positions that he lost earlier on, is right on the back of Monkey, but it's a bit of a DRS train at the minute, and there's that dampness on the track, probably making it a little bit harder for overtaking as well, as King's going to be a little bit later on the brakes, so Monkey's very late on the brakes.
Ooh.
Wow, that was really good from the Williams there. Almost went into the back of Husky in front, but judged it perfectly. Monkey keeps in front, King's on the outside, and got nowhere near the Williams in terms of outbraking him. Wow, that was confidence from Monkey as Division picks up a pretty needless time penalty up in P3. He's cruising ahead of Titan. Just needs to stick to the back of the top 2 really, and picks up a time penalty which could come back to haunt him. And checking with Axe, he's right on the back of this pack. And I wonder if Ultra Titan's just doing him a bit of a favour right now, his teammate. He's bunching up the pack in behind him, but also making it pretty difficult now for Axe to make much progress on the top 3. Which would be where his mind's looking at as he joins this train. The two Ferraris have dropped off a little bit. So this is the battle now then for P4. It's a 5-way battle, and Ultra Titan leads it. As Division's going to look at a little move on Stenner, or possibly P2. Stenner goes right on the curb on the inside. Division a little bit slippy. Rain's coming down heavier now, that is for sure. Is Division going to get DRS? DRS is still enabled, but Stenner's close enough to haters to keep in his DRS as Zampa picks up a time penalty. So the top 3 as you were. Husky's going to have a little look on the inside of Titan. Nothing doing there. And what we got going on back down here, Warman's making moves on Zampa as Conley watches on from behind, and Warman goes wide on the exit of turn 4. Zampa gets back in front, but Warman's going to go up the inside of the right hander. Zampa around the outside. Oh, contact between the two. Zampa on the outside, Warman on the inside, and Warman's round, but held it, I think. We'll have to check in on that, because he did well to hold that. So I'm not sure if that was a definite hold or not, but
It's a good
I'm not going to say anything just
Definitely
in
a good
case
save.
it wasn't.
Um,
It was a good save.
yeah, it's just one of those corners where someone has to back off at some point. It's always a bit of a standoff there. I'm always the one that backs out. That corner scares me.
Sorry. What'd you say?
I do. I back out at that corner if I'm side by side.
Oh, just that corner.
Just that one.
Oh, just that. Oh, right.
Just that one.
The other hundreds of corners on the game,
Never.
not so much.
Never.
Okay, just that one. That's fair enough.
Yes.
As Zampa and, we've got a yellow flag.
Warman.
Oh, and Warman is into the barriers now. As we often see with some of these guys, when one thing goes wrong, it goes wrong completely.
Oof. No.
As happened to me in
play.
Japan last week, where I went off and then literally my car died on me, which was fun. But my Warman is now down in P15 as Zampa's got back past Conley. And these guys are still in this train. Husky, actually, I mean, Titan's pace has just steadied a little bit. That gap is 5 seconds, has maintained 5 seconds for a while. But Husky, got to say,
Ultras had a moment. Oof.
oh, big moment.
Just ghosted
moment.
just in time.
Wow. Let's see from Zampa's point of view, left hand side of your screens. spin for Titan, and now Monkey and Kings are going side by side. Looks like Kings has gone up the inside here. As yeah, Kings up into P5. Husky now, who's got the free space in front. As Conley's jumped Zampa for P9. And look at these 4 guys now for the battle for P4. Titan going to be gutted with that.
Yep, lost 9 positions in 1 spin.
Yeah.
That's
So
brutal.
Zampa's got back through on the great battle between Zampa and Conley. Great to see those two having a bit of fun tonight, racing each other hard for P9 right now. But this rain started early, but it's not coming down at any great speed. So these guys are still comfortable on the slick tyres.
Warman's on the inters.
I'll keep an eye on his times then. He's not even out the pit lane yet. But it still seems far too early. Maestro's round. Didn't know, might have been contact there with Titan or Budweiser, who was near. But bit of evidence then that this track is just getting a little bit tougher. We can see the dots of rain on your screens. And it is, yeah, it's coming down a little bit heavier. Just making the curbs a little bit slippy as Monkey and Kings are battling.
I've just on board
Top
with the
3.
Vision. He's definitely struggling a bit with the front end grip. I reckon within a couple laps we'll see some inters.
Well, let's keep on Wildman then. He's currently 26 seconds behind Maestro. And let's keep an eye on that gap then. 26.5 seconds right now. When that gap starts to come down, and it's not at the minute it's going up, that's when you know it is crossover time. And it's certainly he's losing a second a sector at the minute at least. So far too dry for inters at the minute, but the track is tough. As Haters locks up a little bit, Payers might just be struggling a touch here. Stenner's closing that gap a little bit as Warman's out on the pit straight in the pit lane, so that's fine. But evidence there that the inters were certainly not the right tyre yet. DRS is still enabled. And well, actually, we've seen Axe has passed Monkey at some point. I think it was this lap. So he's actually, we slated the guys for the free choice of tyres, Maxim, but actually it's looking now a little bit like the better choice.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like it might just pay off. Warman's car is back out on track.
Is that what it is?
Shouldn't be too much of a
Oh, fucking hell. Well dodged by GB and Ultra Titan there. They split the AlphaTauri.
What happened there? He ghosted. Luckily, I've had an incident like that before where I've driven into the back of a retired car, but everyone's got away there lightly. Yeah, these guys definitely being a bit more gentle on the loud pedal, that's for sure.
Yeah, the gaps are starting to form. I wonder if that's because these guys are just struggling to stay behind each other. What are you seeing?
Just on board with Haters, a couple of weird flicks of the front tyres there. It looked like a bit of a wobble, but maybe it's just getting in some heat and
the pit window is open for intermediates as Haters. Wait, what?
Deep. Haters gone deep.
Oh, that glitch, I think, on my screen. That's what I might be looking at Stenner. Then what I was looking at, Haters has dropped down to P6.
Yeah.
Has he?
I don't know what's happened there. That's really weird.
I was looking at Haters, I think, run down of turn 4.
Yeah.
And then he appeared at the runoff of turn 1.
That's really weird.
Did you see the same thing there?
Yeah, that's really weird.
Okay, that's that looks like a possible screen freeze to me. Which is, and she Maxim, you just alright to go on comms for a second?
Yes.
I'll keep an eye on the screen.
That was really weird. Right, so as we've seen, it's crossover time. The game is suggesting that people pit for the inters, and Stenner is staying out on the softs. He believes in himself. So is Division. Let's see if anyone's coming in. As Zampa looks like he's had a bit of an expedition, but Yeah, people don't want the softs at the inters at the moment. Budweiser's had a moment as well. Interesting. We'll see who makes the move first, but the times at the moment don't look too bad. Definitely not to the extent where I'd get on the inters just yet. On board with
Sorry,
that.
we're all good.
That was a bit strange,
Yeah.
but I'm just waiting to see who makes the move to the inters first. I think everyone's waiting for one person to make the move, to then react.
Yeah, we saw it pop up a lap ago that the pit window was open for intermediates. Certainly the soft tyres are going to be pretty dead now.
Yeah.
I think they're at their expected lifespan. So these guys need to start reining a little bit harder. Axe runs a little bit wide. That's going to give haters an opportunity to have a look at him. To be honest, I wouldn't surprise me these mediums are pretty burnt up as well in this weather. But yeah, really weird what happened to haters there. Like I was just saying before I dipped out there for a second, as Axe squeezes haters a little bit. Doesn't quite leave enough room. It looked like a bit of a screen freeze. Seen quite a few of them the last few months from quite a few people, where they're starting one area of the track and then appear in another. But Brazy's the first one in the Ferrari onto the intermediate, so he's going to be. We're going to be checking out his time. Zampa and Titan battling on the soft tyres in front of him. Brazy's dipped onto the softs and GB's in as well onto the inters. He was on the hard tyres. So yeah, the guys at the back of the pack are all pitting. I think we're at that window. And Zampa's off. Oh, big crash. Big crash from Zampa. A little bit of contact with the Ultra Titan. I think he somehow stays alive. But safety car. Oh wow. And they've all none of them have crossed the pit lane yet. So that's perfect timing for these guys.
That's a big shunt.
Perfect timing. They're all going to come in.
His car flew. How that wasn't a DNF, I don't know, but could this be the bit of luck?
Oh, King's drive-through penalty.
Oh.
Speeding under the safety car. That was quick. Oh, he's going to be fuming with that. But these guys are all in. Any
killer.
double stacks? Don't pot.
Doesn't look like
maybe
it,
Ultra
no.
Titan. Oh, Monkey maybe a little bit on the Williams. But it's at the end of the pit lane, so they might be alright.
King's dead.
King's oh, I think King's is gone. He's not happy. 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well.
Yeah.
But hasn't retired. But that's going to be gutting for him. That's ruined his race, unfortunately.
20 laps
But,
on the
Stenner,
inters. What do you say? It's too long, do you reckon?
I think just about doable with the safety car as well. We had this. Did we have this? We had this last year, Tier 2, didn't we? I'm almost certain we had this Season 1, Tier 2. we had rain at almost identical point. And I think some guys did 2 sets of inters and a couple of the guys did 1.
Yeah.
And they were on about 80%, I think, if my memory is correct. So I think it's going to be very close.
Oof.
If there's any guys in the chat with more expertise than me and Maxim, which I doubt, but just on the off chance there is, let us know if the Inters can get to be entered. Zampa's in the pits, and is he on the? He's not actually.
He's on the mediums. He is on the
Oh,
mediums.
Zampa.
And Husky's on the
Oh,
hards. That's I don't know.
Well, at least he'll be able to come back in and change it. But yeah, that was a big crash. Yeah, Husky's on the hards. Oh,
Strange.
no. He's going to have to pit as well, unless it's going back to dries in a couple of minutes, but I can't see that happening. Yeah, that was a problem for the Mercedes driver and for the Ferrari. As Zampa, 10-second time penalty for Hopefully he can write this all off in the pit lane in a minute. Get onto the inters, get rid of that penalty, and rejoin the back of the pack. Hopefully, we will see Zampa. He's really struggling on those medium tyres. It's definitely wet weather right now. Husky's in the pits. He's losing positions. Oh, and he's round Zampa. He's round. Not that any of this really matters, because I think he actually went. I think he went into the no-go zone of Brazil there, where it just chucks you back onto the racetrack.
Yep.
But he's really struggling. So we'll let him do his thing. Budweiser as well is going really slowly.
So I think,
I think that Budweiser got an illegal overtake,
yeah, definitely.
but was a bit harsh. But Zampa does finally make it back into the pit lane. And like we said, as long as the safety car stays out for another lap, he should be able to catch back up. And after all of that for him, it won't be any real harm done.
Yeah, and with Kings having to serve a drive-through, it should put Zampa back into a points position, so he will have to be pretty quick here, though. He's
I
got,
think he'll get one more lap. I
yeah,
would have thought that's tough on. That's harsh for, well, not harsh because I'm sure he did go over the speed limit. But that's tough for Kings with that one. He's had a very strong race, and you see there, big penalty, 8 seconds of penalties for division. So he must have got a 5 second for speed in the pit lane. Stenner must have got one as well. I did be honest, didn't see them fly through at the bottom, but the top 3 all got speed in the pit lane penalties from what I can see, which seems a little bit strange to me. And Axe has spun, I think. Axe has spun under a safety car, is he? I've got him down in 10th. Yeah, Axe has spun. He's coming to the pit lane. No, he's not, but he's definitely spun because Titan has past him. Big mistake from our championship winner, one we've probably never seen before this season. Spin under the safety car for Axe, from what we can tell. And yeah, Axe down into P10. I'm pretty sure he wasn't there a minute ago. Maxim, was he?
no, yeah, it's definitely a mistake that was made there. That's for sure.
So actually, at the minute, despite that weird glitch from haters, he's actually in the net P1 with the penalties for the top 3, and everyone on the same tyre. It's a hot 25% sprint race now for these guys. We've effectively had a pointless 18 laps, and now everyone's on the intermediates and everyone's under safety car. A few of the guys have got penalties, which is going to come back to bite them a little bit. Who's
spun?
Oh no, he's in the pit lane, was he?
Spun at the S's.
Oh, now Maestro got an illegal overtake, and I'm sure it'll all be fixed for 2022.
Zampa's really struggling.
Safety car in this lap. These guys need to catch up quick. They need to. Oh, I don't think they're going to catch up in time.
Oh, he's got pen as well. He's got 16 seconds. And he's been speed restricted now.
They're not going to catch up in time. So let's go back to the top of the grid. Stenner's slowing the pack down, waiting for the safety car to go into the pit lane before he goes. Zampa and Maestro for trying to fly up to the back of the pack. They're not going to catch up in time. We have had 3 laps under the safety car already. And let's see then, in the Williams, TTM Stenner from Division, from Kings. Who gets the best getaway? Stenner's just holding them all the way to the line. Now he goes. Leads them up down towards turn 1. Gets the best getaway. Division's under pressure from the Red Bull in behind. King's on the outside in the Red Bull. Oh, and then doesn't be able to keep it going around turn 1. Becomes turn 2. Bit of battling in behind. Axe trying to make up a few positions, and he has done. Up to P8 already. Jumped his teammate and GB Sanderson. And the Ferrari of Brazy now is all over the back of Monkey. As you are up front though.
Pretty good restart there from Stenner. Got a good little jump.
I left it ages, and Zampa. We're just gonna we'll leave Zampa to it. But that's fine. He's struggling a little bit. Division's struggling as well. Stenner's eked out a second already, and we've got another yellow flag. Great. Oh, it's carnage in the midfield. GB Sanderson struggling a little bit. He's surrounded by Renaults. As the Axe is trying to make his way up through the field. He's jumped Brazy as well. Axe is flying on those inters. But actually Brazy's jumped him back. And then Axe is around the outside of the Ferrari. Great battle for P6 between those two.
Goodness me.
And yeah, good drive from the Renault there.
Kings comes in, so there's drive-through.
Gutting for him. But Hamilton's in the chat. Even Hamilton, hope you're all good. Thanks for the follow on. I assume it's SSR Hamilton, or it used to be SR Hamilton. Maybe I'm wrong with that. If you're not SSR Hamilton, I apologise. But thank you very much for following. I'm sure there is probably more than one Hamilton out there. To be fair, what have we got going on here? Kings in the pits, unfortunately.
Couple of battles. GB and Brazy.
Husky's on the inside of Ultra Titan. doesn't make it stick. He's had a lot of battles tonight, Husky. You have to give him great credit. And actually, this is leads to a reunited as Husky almost loses it and runs wide. But this battle was one that was happening in the drive for P4 earlier on in the race, as Huskies can probably draw this back of the Renault from memory after this race. But he's exercised great patience. Hasn't sent one from what I can remember. So you have to give credit, and that's often what we see with Tier 1. All these guys do have a lot of patience. They're happy to wait and respect each other, as Zampa does make way. Shall we see if he fancies join us?
Yeah, give it a go, yeah.
Let's just follow this battle between Axe and Monkey down to turn 4, and then we'll see if he fancies jumping in. He might not.
Flashing rain lights, dirty air, understeer, a lot. Monkey wants the inside. Ooh, gives Axe only a slight bit of space, but just enough.
Zampa's car's back on the track, so just be careful of that. Yeah, we see that a lot. These guys, I'd say they give just about enough room, and it's always on the outside, and it's always just enough.
Yes.
And it's fair racing, because I know that Axe will do the same thing to Monkey.
Little love tap there.
Yeah. Just gonna
Nose there.
Invite to the party, and we'll get his thoughts on the conditions in 5 minutes once he has a cup of tea.
I wouldn't mind a bit of rain tomorrow. You're not racing, but a bit of rain at start is spicy.
The only race I've missed this year, and it happens to be the last one, so I'm gutted by that. But I'm sure my inevitable DNF at some point. He's in the wall. Yeah, he is. He's facing the wrong way. Have a look on the right side of your screens from Craig Connolly's position there, and it's a safety car. Oh, I wonder if these guys will pit. Maestro's giving us a great view of Budweiser's car. He's in the wall. Maestro's going to pit. I think this is worth doing for some of these guys at the back. Fresh set of inters.
Definitely.
Guarantee getting yourself to the end. Kings is in as well. He's on he's serving all his time penalties. Yeah, if you've got a time penalty, might as well get yourself in, maybe, I think. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, these guys are still so close together from the other safety car that if you pit and no one else does, then you're losing a lot of positions. So I don't think we'll see many of the top guys come in. I mean, because no one's going to want to be the first one to pit.
If I was Stena or Division, I would want to get rid of that 5-second penalty. You see?
Yeah, but if you're going to lose 10 positions,
you'll have
apologies for the gearbox.
10, 11, maybe 12 laps to probably more than that to get going again.
Not easy to overtake in the wet though, and it's certainly that heavier rain than it was at the start. Let's see then what Stena decides to do. I think he'll stay out. I think the top 8 or 9 will stay out, and I'm completely wrong. And Haters stays out, and Division late decision to come into pit. And Monkey joins him. Real late decision. Axe stays out. So actually, yeah, exactly what you said, Maxim. I have to give you credit for this one, because the guys with no penalties are all staying out, and everyone else is in to get rid of them. Husky stays out though. Husky's going to be the big winner here. Oh, and Monkey's double stacked for ages. Stena had a new front wing, I think, and that's Monkey's been killed by the double stack. Real surprised he pitted. If he knew Stena was in, Monkey's lost a load of positions. GB was in, tightening. Let's see what the rejigged grid is then. Stena comes out in P4. So the top 3 didn't pit. So now it's Axe and Haters. Neither of them with penalties. That's going to be a great battle to the end.
See, I feel like Haters or Axe will pit this time around. I feel like they'll lose so much time on the older inters. You've just got to cover off these moves.
Everyone's going to caught them up by the time they get to the pit lane.
Yeah, definitely. Safety car might even come in as that. That'll go a lap more probably, but
one more, yeah.
Yeah, to not cover off this move, you've got to be really confident that number 1, your tyres go to the end. Number 2, that you'll have the pace to cover everyone off behind you. So only time will tell. We got another, well, probably 12 laps by the time we get going. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to
Round
be
again.
so the guys that didn't pit have got 6-lap-old medium inters compared to the guys that did. As Axe chose to warm those tyres up. So let's go through it then. So Haters, after all that, after starting on pole, 24 laps ago, after all this carnage, is now back at the front. With Axe starting from 15th, now right behind him, as you correctly predicted he would be. Husky and Senna P3, P4, Brazy and Craig Conley with no penalties is up to P6 out of nowhere. So he just pitted at the right time, just before the safety car I think, or right as the safety car came out. Division 7, which is probably difficult to take for him because he was having a great race up in P3 before the rain came. GB is P8, he's certainly kept himself amongst it. Titan, not so much. Yeah, Titan, Monkey and Kings, Maxim, probably the three who've lost out over the last 10 laps or so since the rain and the safety car have arrived.
Yep, I definitely agree. I think we're in for an exciting end here.
Yeah, I think
It's really wet.
Toots, or
It's
certainly
really wet
Axe,
out there.
but yeah, it is, isn't it? I wonder if is the safety car in? I didn't see a message.
Nope.
Maestro hasn't caught up yet. Is it wet?
I feel
Is it
like
wet?
I feel
Probably
like
not.
it. I feel like by the end it might be, but it'll just be too late
Yeah.
to.
Oh, wet conditions on 20-lap-old Inters. That'll be fun for these guys at the front.
Yeah.
And they would have had 5 or 6 laps under the safety car, to be fair, which will probably help them get to the end. But interested to see what Stenner and Brazy can do on those fresh Inters. Probably won't help them too much now, but the last 3 or 4 laps, I think that's where we'll see that come into their own a little bit. But it's whether Axe and Haters disappear off into the distance before that. This is a fun battle. Our championship winner and one of our SSR OGs, one of our quickest drivers over the last 2 seasons, are going to be going head to head. No penalties. Let's quickly check in on the warnings for these front runners. And Haters squeaky clean, which is really impressive. Axe just the 1 warning on lap 1. Husky has got loads. So yeah, the top 2 are pretty clean as we welcome into the commentary booth Mr. Zampa himself. Hello.
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 How are you? Have you recovered yet?
Yeah, I'm fine. I misjudged the weather. I thought it was going to be a lot wetter than it was, so I tried to go for some hybrid dry wet setup, and it was just shit in quali and the race.
Yeah, we
What caused the
caught
second
you,
safety
caught you
car?
struggling a little bit
I was in the kitchen with the kettle.
Budweiser.
Budweiser.
Yeah, Budweiser
Oh,
sat
no.
down on the pit straight,
Yeah.
hit a wall, did some madness, but it spiced things up because a few guys pitted and a few guys stayed out. So we've got Haters and Axe on the old Inters, Stenner and Brazy on the fresh Inters, and the safety car is going to be in any time now, and Haters is going to lead us away. And he's gone, I think. Yeah, he's gone. He's left Axe in his mirrors as Haters get us on the way. And GB and Ultra Titan have come together somewhere in the back. Division side by side with Conley gets through.
Very wide at the
See
back.
what happened there. Yeah, he does. Seen that a few times today at turn 2. And GB's now going to get Conley as well, I think. Let's see. Oh, GB doesn't break as early, but sends it up the inside.
Go on, Brazy. Filling in for 10. He's only going to get half points, but
Is there a second place battle on right now?
yeah, I think Ferrari can get second in constructors. I'll have a look.
Yeah, let's check in with that. But it was a great restart, Maxim from Haters. Real jump the gun on Axe, but all these guys are still very, very close together.
Yep, got a really good jump on the power there. It's especially in the wet, if you get the traction down really well on the restart, it's definitely a huge advantage, especially where it's harder to pass.
Yeah, Haters
It's going
is
to be
good
real
here.
tough to overtake now, you have to say.
This is one of his better tracks, Haters, at Brazil.
Or GB a bit wobbly. Loses out to Kings.
Yeah, King's making his way back up through the field. Yeah, we saw Haters in F2, his first F2 race this year. Absolutely battered everyone here. I think that was in the wet as well, one of the races.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zampa says, does like it around here, but Axe is once again worked his way through the field. Loves a qualifying ban. I reckon he just does it on purpose. To be honest, certainly makes it interesting for us. He's keeping there, but Husky's there, Stener's there, Brazy's there, and Division's there. Top 6, all within half a tenth of each other. So don't go away, because it could be any one of them that wins this race. But the top 2 without penalties are looking pretty good right now.
If Haters
He's going to
wins,
be on the podium.
then Racing Point gets second.
If Haters is Haters full time, he is,
Mhm.
isn't he? So yeah, that's going to be a lot of points.
Yeah.
Brazy's just drops off a second to Stenner. Just looks like he's struggling a little bit, even on those fresh inters. Division's right behind him. We've got Kings and GB battling it out. GB's got back past Kings, which is good going from the Alfa Romeo reserve. Division, another time penalty. He's real racking them up. Is Division.
It's really horrible
Division
out
and
there.
Stenner probably going to be ones with the most penalties.
Just looks rough. Really not a lot of difference in pace between the people that pit and the people that stayed out.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of thought the Inters would just about get to the end, and I think that second safety car will help the guys that stayed out, obviously, get to the end. They'll probably be on 70%, I would have thought, maybe. The guys who have one stopped effectively. So I think we'll see the last few laps, the guys who did pit. That's when it should help them out, but it's so hard to pass around here in the wet. So hard to pass anywhere really in the wet. With no DRS, that wouldn't surprise me if we don't see too many just amongst that top 6. We've seen a few overtakes from GB and Kings and Conley battling at the back, but I think the top 6 we know are very, very cautious around each other. I'm sure Axe might give us a little overtake for the win at some point. He'll give it a send.
Stenner looking a bit lively at the moment. Looks like these tyres are coming to him, and he's chipping away at the gap to Husky.
Yeah, one final check on penalties then. Division with 6, and Husky, Stenner and Brazy with 3. Axe and Haters obviously with none. So it's a pretty much net battle for the win between the top 2, and then the rest of them are in that battle for the final podium position. Let's see then.
Looks gross out
Who's
there.
your money on Maxim?
Let's have a look at penalties. Axe.
Oh, we could. I know what we could do.
Haters is going to win. I'm calling it.
I don't know. I just feel like Axe does have a bit more. Oh,
Oh, what?
Haters pits.
Yeah. It stopped raining, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
It's bone dry. It's hungry all over again. It's still a bit of spray, but Zampa is absolutely correct.
Should've
That's why
stayed
he's got
out
him in
now.
there. He knows what he's talking
What?
about.
Yeah, he's on soft.
He's on softs.
Whoa.
Bit of, oh,
No one
Ultra's
else
gone
does.
off. No, Kings has gone off. Kings has gone off at the back, turn 1. Battle with Ultra Titan.
There's
It's still spray though.
Yeah, there's a little bit, but
But our
Haters is
leader is
struggling
pit
out of the pits.
That
I
seems
dunno,
like
you
it
know.
leads a lap too early. DRS is still disabled, I think. This is going to be super close.
I think,
Yeah, it's
I
not
think
raining.
Haters has done himself here.
I don't know, you know.
I'm not too sure. Oh, it's
Well, I'll
not
tell
too
you what.
bad. He doesn't look too bad
Let-
at all.
Tell you what, let's find out. Get yourself in the chat. Get your sandwiches spent on the prediction. Haters or
Oh,
Axe
oh,
for the win, and we've got
oh,
the yellow flag. GB's
GB.
round.
Oh no.
Here comes Haters, look.
Oh, this is-
Haters caught up to GB. He did spin, fair enough, but
And
Get
Axe
spending
They're
those
all in.
those
reacting.
sandwiches, guys. Predict who's going to win this race.
Husky stayed
Get your
out.
sandwiches spent.
What?
They're all pitting.
I'm
Not all of
Axe
them.
is in, Division's in.
Not everyone. It's kicking
What?
off. It's all kicking off.
What?
I don't know what's going on. I'm just.
Let's see then if Haters is going to pass these guys. I'm not sure. who
Oh,
win, though.
oh, GB's absolutely just died.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
The safety car short. It's a
Virtual
VFC.
safety car. That's going to kill Haters.
Oh
That's gonna
man.
Axe is going to get through because Haters has got to slow down. Division might jump the racing point as well.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
will. Oh, I think Haters would have done them both.
I just
GB
saw
did about
Axe is
10
miles out in
flips.
front now. I didn't miss that on the stream. Clip that if you
I
can,
got a
'cause
clip, I
missed
got
it
a
with
clip.
GB.
That was mad.
What the chuff is going on?
Axe though has surely won this race unless the guys on the Inters stay out.
Everyone's just lost their sandwiches if they bet on
Yeah.
Haters.
Someone went for Axe. Bradley Johnson, for the second weekend in a row, has thrown his sandwiches down the drain. Unless Haters can make something happen here. But he's 7 seconds behind Axe now.
Oh,
Oh, the
he
VSC has
crashed.
killed him.
That was a big. Get that in the Discord straight away.
that,
That was mad.
huge. I just switched to what Haters or someone, and I just saw an Alfa Romeo.
The VSC has ended just as Husky's pitted. So he's
Haters
not gonna, and he gets a
vision.
5-second penalty, as does Stenner. So those two might have
God.
just thrown it away a little bit.
A little bit, a lot of it. There's 4 laps
Yeah.
left.
And Brazy's staying out. Oh my god.
What a
Brazy's
madman.
stayed out. He's going to be hunted by Axe. Quite a
Wait,
big
why is
gap between
Maestro
them.
pitting?
He never pitted,
Coming
he's
off.
still on the Inters.
Oh.
The Inters.
So Axe has got 14 seconds to make up in 4 laps. He's not catching him. Brazy's quicker right now.
Yeah.
Brazy's quicker than Axe at the minute. DRS isn't even enabled, is it? The Inters are still quicker at the minute. Brazy's
Yep.
flying away. Well, not
Yep,
flying
definitely.
away, but he's quicker.
Brazy's got 6 seconds of Penzo, so that's something to bear in mind, but he's definitely quicker at the moment.
Keep an eye on that gap, top left of your screens. 15.4 right now, and has just stopped climbing. It's just stopped. Now it's coming back the other way. I think the Inters are. It's just
He's
stabilised.
gonna go in now. He's got to go in now, surely.
I think he
What?
stays out. I think he stays out. The Inters are quicker, as quick at the minute.
Can he lose
I think
15
he's-
seconds?
I mean, if it really, if it gets it's dry. It
Oh,
just
do we-
dry.
Husky's off. Husky off at turn last corner. It sort of also reset him to track because he flew off into the
DRS
oblivion.
enabled.
That's getting a bit
Conley
wobbly
passed
there.
him for P6. What a crazy end to a race, and Axe is just now starting to catch up. He's got 4 laps, hasn't he? To make up 9 seconds with the penalties. I think this could end up being a decent little call here from Brazy because Axe is still struggling.
Brazy's struggling as
Ultra's
well, but they're
crashed.
both.
Ultra's crashed.
Oh, big crash. Yeah, lost the end plate at least there.
The drive's not good.
No, this is too early. It's right on the crossover now, but they pitted 3 laps ago.
Haters has played the whole grid
He
apart from Brazy.
Played he has.
Absolutely played him, and Brazy's still pretty much matching or
He's out.
matching Axe. He's got to stay out here. He has
This
to
is
stay
wild.
out.
But Axe is now catching him by a good couple of attempts a corner.
He has
Don't
done
forget,
division.
guys, Brazy.
If Brazy wins this will be my favourite race I've ever seen on SSR. But he's got to
Oh, we're
keep
watching it
that
live,
gap.
guys. Final three laps of Tier 1 Season 2, and we've got a championship winner hunting down our Ferrari reserve driver. Softs versus Inters. Something I never thought I'd say.
Peters in
And
division.
Brazy with 6 seconds of penalties, I believe. I'm not even going to check them. We'll surprise ourselves at the end. But that gap is definitely now coming down. But Axe has run wide.
Peters
Axe run
gonna
wide there
send.
at turn 4.
Oh no, he's not.
Axe is still struggling on those softs. They're certainly not as quick as they should be. Haters is on the back of division as well. Haters could still be on for a possible podium here. Probably deserved just from the carnage he's caused from his pit stop.
I
That's
mean,
really
has Brazy
struggling.
run the tread off of these tyres that they're effectively just flicks now. He's not going in.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that pitted under the second safety car though, so it should help him get to the end. Axe isn't catching enough. He's got 2 laps. Got to make up 3 seconds a lap now to win this race.
What?
Ten's in the chat watching his reserve driver possibly win this race for him.
Peters is going to
Ten,
have
what
a
a great
division.
competitor he's been this season.
Division
Brazy
battery.
carrying the fight.
The softs are definitely coming to Axe now.
Yeah.
That
He's
Delta
gaining.
is tumbling down.
Peters
Every
is going to
corner.
go.
Maestro's in the pit. Sorry, Husky's in the pit. Wonder if he's going for fastest lap. Haters is all over the back of division. Can't get past though. Axe is catching. He's catching, but he's got to get
Yeah.
6 seconds. Track's not long enough, is it? It's a short track.
I
It's
think
a short
I
lap.
think he'll do it. He's
Oh, he's
really-
gained. He's under 10 seconds. Husky's left in the pit lane. Probably not worth getting him back in for the last lap. So we'll leave him be. We're going to focus on this battle. Renault v Ferrari, Axe v Brazy, Softs v Inters. 1 lap of Tier 1 to go. Wow, what an ending.
madness.
He's gaining big time now.
Yeah. Come on, Brazy. Careful.
He's really struggling. We're on board with the Ferrari now. He just can't get the power down anymore.
Peters is going to go. Whoa.
Yeah, around the outside. Good move. Gets it done before the braking zone. And Division just gets out his way a little bit. Gap down to 6.4. Axe is flying now. He might even get a is it Glock moment. Right at the last corner.
Axe is now within the 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Might
I
even
reckon
get
he
it
might
done
catch him on track here. That's what I want to see. Even
Oh,
if,
he's
I mean,
just
Brazy wasn't in the top
hunting
3
him
though
down.
before the pit stops. He's played a blinder regardless.
I think Axe wants to do it on track.
I think he's going to catch him. We're going to
Proper hunting him
get the Glock moment.
What is
Here it
going
comes.
on?
Axe on the soft tyres.
He's not gonna
Brazy-
get him.
Oh, I wish Brazy didn't have any penalties. That would make it so interesting. Last corners of Tier 1, SSR, what a Season 2 it's been. We're on board with your champion Axe, but we're going on board with Brazy because he's going to cross the line first on the intermediates. Brazy leads from Axe, but Axe wins it on penalties. Brazy keeps P2, what a strategy.
Oh, I don't
Stenner
know.
crosses the line P3,
Haters.
but doesn't
Oh.
keep it. Haters gets P3. Well deserved. He caused the chaos of the pit stops.
Crazy.
Division P5. It's an all Dutch.
What
Oh, it's
a
not.
race.
Conley gets P6. Monkey P7. And wow. That was a finish. Maestro P8. Ultra Titan. And Kings with a drag race to the line. What a way to end it. Drag race to the line. Oh, and I didn't see who got it. I think Kings got it. Ultra Titan gets 9th on the track. Wow, that was good fun.
I think that gives Ferrari P2 in the constructors.
Yeah, even with half points.
Oh no, yes. I need to do maths. I don't know. See the Discord next Tuesday and you'll find out.
Yeah.
What a race. What a race. That was
We
awesome.
have fun.
We do indeed.
So Axe wins them. We're going to speak to anyone and everyone who wants to join. Party is joinable, Zamp. I don't want to throw a few invites out as well. Get people in. We'll have a chat with. Definitely chat with the top 3, but we'll open the floor out to everyone as well, because there's been some fantastic driving in Tier 1 this year. So we'll invite the top 3, of course. Actually, I'll just chuck invites out to anyone. Yeah, I think Axe won the fastest lap championship last week, didn't he? From what I remember. Get yourself in there, guys. Tick the box. We will have a chat just with a couple of questions for the top 3, and then we'll let anyone and everyone say whatever they want to say. Yeah, that's right.
If it's a Jake invite, you always join.
King's got to talk us through that drag race with Titan in a minute.
Who's in 1940s?
Where is it?
Craig, that's you.
Monday.
Johnny 5 in the chat.
Right, guys, tick the box. I just want to have a quick chat with Haters, because he caused absolute carnage at the end there. Haters, just talk us through the coming in for the soft tyres and then everyone following you a lap later. Other than Brazy, talk us through the strategy.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. 'Cause I was in a party with Reese and Titan, and since they were in the middle of the pack, they didn't really see the sky clearing up. I noticed that, and I thought I would probably have a better chance on the softs. I came out on the softs and there was no grip. I didn't think anyone would really follow me until pretty much everybody followed to pin in the softs, and then everyone came out and everyone started to struggle. In hindsight, I probably should have just stayed out in the inters and just kept on to the win ahead of X. But, it is what it is, and, it was just one bad move, but still. Third place, satisfied.
Yeah, well, we're glad you came in, because it's like we said, caused some chaos, and GB's crash created a virtual safety car, which I think probably brought Axe back out in front of you. But Brazy, you were the only one that stayed out.
Yep.
And it worked for about 3 laps, and then just those last 2 laps, you got caught. But just talk us through your experience on those inters.
It was pretty good. At first, when Axe first came out, I seen that I gained a second on him. It must have had no grip, and then, yeah, like you said, those last 2 seconds, last 2 laps, he just pulled like 5-6 seconds a lap off me, and 2 less pens than I would have had it. But yeah, I'm satisfied with P2.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Well, Axe isn't in, I don't think, but Axe obviously championship winner for Tier 1, and another win from the back of the grid today, so well done to him. Maxim, thanks very much for a lot of fun with co-coms. That's the last thing I want to say, so Zampa, I will let you go ahead, and anyone else, feel free to talk about Tier 1 this year. Good fun.
A lot more competitive than last year. I liked it a lot.
Are you going to be back next
Yes.
For next season? Who knows? Might not.
You do.
I do not know. I have to ask myself. Depends if Reese is gonna join next season, then I'll join.
You two love each other so much. Damn, so much talking.
I know.
Where did
Well,
the game
I mean,
move,
You guys
man?
are all too tired.
It was a
Sam,
good
for anything
season.
to add on Tier 1 this year?
It was a good season, not for me. We'll get the results out. I'm not exactly sure who ended up in P2 in the constructors. Well done to Axe for winning. Thank you, Busk and Maxim, for jumping in on comms the last few weeks and over the season. I don't know, really. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
We're back tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow.
Spa.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
Spa?
tomorrow.
Yeah, Spa
Watch me
tomorrow.
win.
too.
Yeah, Tier 2 tomorrow, guys, 11 o'clock, and Tier 3 Sunday to wrap up the season. So, thanks very much, everyone. Thanks very much, Tier 1. And we will see you guys guys all later.
Ciao.